Hello and welcome, my Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. Welcome to your timeless 5-card draw shadow read. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials. I'm a professional witch, a professional intuitive, the president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of 2 different books with a 3rd one on the way. First one is called Spell Ingredients, second book is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version available, and there's a link in the description box if you would like to check it out and preview it for free. You'll see it is primarily divided into chakra chapters. This is a chakra-dense reading. You might find it helpful. The original version of Words of Grace, which is way too big to make it all fit over on Kindle, is on Patreon in our digital shop. Really the best thing ever, the digital shop. I'm loving it so much. We've got my ebooks there. We've got some audios. We've got some videos. The audios and videos have free previews that anyone can watch and shop in the digital shop, which is really cool. Some of my subscribers get those audios, videos, and ebooks automatically as part of their subscription package, but all of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common: a daily check-in when I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream, like pretty much every single morning. We chat with each other. It's really lovely. It's my favorite thing. They get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship oriented, as well as they get a significant discount when they book me for a private session. We'll talk about that at the end of the video if you want more info. You can 7-day free trial. You can follow for free. There's just so much cool stuff going on over there, so click the link if you feel so intuitively called, and come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you could just call me Mal. Hey, my crab cakes. Yeah, it's shadow read time, isn't it just? These used to be 8 cards and then 7 cards, and because my schedule has shifted since I moved to Saratoga Springs, it is now a 5-card draw. So let's do some explanation for the new Cancerians and Crosswatchers, and we'll get into the divination. Welcome, new Cancerians and Crosswatchers. A 5-card draw is just 1 card from 5 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about absolutely anything. In this case, the shadow work, the letting go, the releasing, the forgiving, the surrendering your will to the divine, Dorothy, to help us all live a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, and happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world, for unity, consciousness, and all that jazz. So our first card down, remember I said it was going to be about chakras. The first card down will be a Caroline Myss archetype card for the 8th chakra, hovering over our heads like a satellite, sending down codes to all the other chakras, shifting what we attract and what we repel in our electromagnetic field, so we have the opportunity to no longer delay that which cannot be prevented in terms of our alchemy, our healing, our letting go, our releasing, and all that jazz. So we'll get 1 of those. The next 4 chakras down, the crown, the 3rd eye, the throat, and the heart, we will be using the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, a goddess feminist deck for the internal feminine vibe, the world behind your eyes that maybe you share with others and maybe you don't. And we will get the lower 3 chakras, the solar plexus, the sacrum, and the root chakras, the masculine yang dynamic, looking at yourself from the outside, you from the inside, looking out at people, places, and things that you're in relationship with in the physical world. And because it is a cross-watcher reading, there's often a lot of mirroring that goes on. Mythic tarot, all Greek mythology, my favorite thing on earth, that will take care of all of the chakras from 8th to root. We will then get a whisper of Lord Ganesha from the Whispers of Lord Ganesha Oracle by Angela Hartfield to help remove the obstacles. Ganesh is, or Ganesha, I should say, is the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles, and we'll talk about the obstacles between lead and gold with that archetype card when we get there. And we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra card. A little mantra goes a long way if you work it, right? To kind of help us all heal, because this is a healing read. This can be physical, emotional, mental, spiritual healing, financial healing, relational healing. It is, after all, a general read. And there is our explanation. So let's get down into the divination. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I promise you, I will do everything within my power, which isn't everything, but is within my power, to help anyone do the shadow work, the releasing, the letting go, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser life, in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world for all of life. Sounds good to me, shall we? Let's do it. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. Place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs. In time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Pantheons of the Divine One card in clarity for the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in their cross watchers. What is the dominant archetype in their 8th chakra, indicating the alchemy, the shadow work, from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health, fear to love, and illusion to truth for this timeless shadow read. Ooh, the vampire. Now I have a video here on YouTube called Vampires and Witches because the vampire archetype is rather old on this planet. Now all archetypes are neutral, meaning that there is a spectrum between lead and gold, shadow and light, which is written on this card, shadow attribute and light attribute, and you can be dealing with this a reason, a season, or a lifetime. You might be dealing with someone who has the vampire archetype or reason, season, or lifetime. So let's get up in this. The shadow attribute, depleting others for your psychic survival, meaning that you are so drained that you drain other people. Most people are not aware that they are doing that. But go check out that video. I'll try and remember to put it in, well, it's already probably in the description box, but I'll try and put it in the comments if you would like to check it out. I did that in 2016, and I need to update it because I learned a lot more. So the vampires, I mean, they're classic characters in our horror and even in our comedies, right? Love at first bite, anyone? Use never a quickie is always a longie. So the light attribute is what I call the vampire hunter or the vampire slayer, depending upon whether you want the person in your life or not, makes you aware that something or someone is draining your life force, because vampires can't access this way from spirit, right? They gotta source this way horizontally. So, you know, chronic depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining and codependency is usually my first red flag. And the best thing about wooden stakes is, you know, once you've dealt with the vampires, they still work on regular people too. It's a Terry Pratchett thing. Can't help it. Shall we? The heart, third eye crown, particularly the throat, should be interesting for the vampire here. Please take a nice deep breath. And by the way, everybody drains people sometimes. It's just when it's chronic, it's a bit much. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My goddess's override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, one card in clarity for the Cancerians and the cross-watchers. What's going on? Heart, third eye crown that they need to be aware of to alchemize the vampire in the 8th for this timeless read. Ooh, 10 of Pentacles, harvest. Now, an earth element, Pentacles, element of earth there, on the inner isn't about your organs, believe it or not, but it is about the wisdom that you have gained from life experiences. Knowledge is not wisdom. Knowledge plus experience equals wisdom. So you can read every book on healing, but until you actually heal, you don't really have healing wisdom. I'm sure you do have healing wisdom within you. It may not be something that you recognize mentally right away, right? But, you know, things pop up. If you feel like you're being drained, this is the harvest card. It's really hard to drain the harvest, right? So chances are you are more dealing with a vampire, or maybe, I don't know that you're feeling mentally, emotionally drained, but certainly throat chakra, willpower, choices and decisions. Vampires, narcissists, right? However you want to see that, drainers, right? Will absolutely try and steal your willpower, right? By gaslighting, by lying, by, you know, manipulation, so that you no longer have free will in a situation. And we are all born with free will, but we can abdicate it and give it over, particularly to someone who's chronically complaining. It's like, all right, shut up already. All right, we can do it your way. Not much fun, shall we? Lower 3 chakras, outside in, inside out. Let's see what you're dealing with here. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My God's override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved gods, one card in clarity, please. For the Cancerian collective and their cross-watchers, what's going on? Lower 3 chakras, outside in, inside out, to help them alchemize the vampire with harvest on the inner for this timeless read. Ooh, the Virgo card, the Knight of Pentacles, mutable earth. All of the knights are mutable energy, changeable energy. Then you add the element of earth, mutable earth, Virgo. Now, I am a Virgo, sun sign, and I know it's really hard as a Virgo to want so much to serve, and whether you have any planets in Virgo or not is a moot point. We're looking at a dynamic here. A slow and steady wins the race, which is why we see in the background here beehives, right? How long does it take for bees to create a beehive? It takes a while. How long to gather everything to make honey, right? It's a slow and a steady process. Now, 6th house dynamic, Virgo. Health and occupation, because your health determines what you're occupied with, right? If you're occupied with your health, that makes sense, right? But also what you're occupied with affects your health. So if you're constantly watching the news, or if you're constantly occupied with other people's stuff, it can certainly affect your health. Now, I will say the double whammy of earth element here is really good, because then you've got this full storage within you, but then you have a way of going through this that is a service to you and maybe even to the vampire. The best thing you could do for a vampire is help them become unbitten, so to speak. All right, the chakras are on the table from 8th to root. Let's see what Ganesha has to say about removing those obstacles between lead and gold. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Lord Ganesha, override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, by the free will of all, for the free will of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesha, one card in clarity for the Cancerians and the cross-watchers. What is your wise, loving, empowered oracle message to assist them in alchemizing the shadow to light, lead to gold, the pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health, and from fear to love, with the vampire in the 8th, 10 of Pentacles on the inner, Knight of Pentacles, Virgo vibe on the outer for this timeless read. Prosperity. Ooh, prosperity. What do you know? Now look, prosperity comes in many different shapes and forms, not just monetarily. When you have a prosperity, like a harvest of wisdom inside of you, chances are you're hard to bite, so to speak, hard to drain. But I'm just going to read a little bit from the Bookie Book as well as from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck, just to give you a little flavor of love. Prosperity. You have the ability to manifest prosperity into your daily life. So maybe this is about finances. Maybe this is about work, career, and vocation. I also do timeless work, career, vocation reads. You might find it helpful. Ganesha asks that you work on integrating and accepting the spiritual truth that you create your own reality, meaning not other people's. You create your own reality. Now, mileage may vary on that, right? The whole law of attraction thing was a really, really big deal and still is for a really, really long time. And yet we tend to manifest what we need more than what we want, unless what we want and what we need are the same thing. That is just my experience. And Matt Kahn agrees, and he's the one that gave me the clue, the trick, the tip and the hint on that one. Truly understanding this makes all the difference when it comes to prosperity. You are responsible for creating and generating your success. It is your divine right to do so. A job in itself does not bring you riches. Abundance is more than a job or having money. It's an attitude. It's about living with appreciation and gratitude daily for all the blessings that are bestowed on your life. And we know that, right? Like gratitude journals. I do gratitude prayers all day long, particularly before I do a reading. Like I give thanks to the divine for helping me make this the best YouTube reading that I have ever done every single time, right? So it keeps leveling up. So the prosperity here, and this is a very root chakra card, I will say. So if you are feeling drained, it looks like your prosperity is really on the inside with this harvest card. And you can't drain the ocean, right? No one can. And the great thing about vampires is that they're so tired most of the time that it's really easy to just twitch open the drapes and boom, as well as they don't like the light because light is truth. So you can tell them as much as you want that they're draining you. They can't see their own reflection. Can you? I can. So, our last card down the Mat Con Healing Mantra. Let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Because they've all dealt with vampires. Still point. Ascended Master Override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. But all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, one card in clarity, please, the perfect and precise healing mantra for the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers to help them alchemize the vampire in the 8th, 10 of Pentacles on the inner, Knight of Pentacles, Virgo energy, 9th house, 6th house dynamic on the outer, removing obstacles with and for prosperity for this timeless read. Overcoming fear, I will transcend every loss, particularly a loss of energy. That's the thing. We are source energy. Big shock. I'm sure you knew that. Divine energy, call it what you like, the E that equals MC squared. So there's only one energy field. And the spiritual process and spiritual practice that you choose to do to replenish yourself is really key here, but it is a slow and steady wins the race, right? It's not like Alka-Seltzer, which is my favorite drug. Blop, blop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is, right? A little aspirin and some bicarb in there. So overcoming fear, you will transcend every loss. Look back. You will see from a place of internal wisdom, you have transcended every loss. So, overcoming fear, you cannot have a thought of lack without fear or a thought of fear without lack, and that's A Course in Miracles. And really, I remember that all the time. So as soon as I start feeling a little sketchy, a little afraid, I'm like, what am I afraid of losing? And once I explore that, it does bring me a little inner peace. So, overcoming fear, I will transcend every loss. It's a good mantra. I will transcend every loss. Because usually it hasn't happened yet. But if this is a loss of energy, if this is a loss of a relationship with someone who is codependent, toxic, draining you day after day, then certainly you will transcend this. When fear is overcome, you are able to rest in the resilience of your soul, no matter how frustrated or inconvenienced your ego seems to be. And your ego would be inconvenienced if someone keeps draining you dry. You are able to embrace each obstacle and circumstance as life's auspicious way of helping you become the one you are always destined to be. In other words, in order to be, you are destined to be in this life. This couldn't have happened any other way. Everybody deals with vampires sooner or later on the hero's journey of spiritual awakening and all that jazz, right? It ain't much of a hero's journey without demons, dragons, vampires, and villains, right? Otherwise it's, I don't know, napping? I don't know, you do you. In overcoming fear, every loss surely inspires a gain of insight, which might be a big part of that 10 of Pentacles there, for the evolution of your spiritual journey, because your spirit, you can't kill spirit, where it's eternal, it's immortal, it's all that. This mantra is ideal for opening back up to life, healing chronic fatigue. Oh, maybe by chronic complaining and codependency by somebody else, or maybe you. We all do it every now now and again, but there's a difference between having a bad day and draining people till they are dry, and releasing cellular memories, which is where a lot of the fear comes from. Look, I come from a very intelligent family, which, means it's a lot of third eye, right? A lot of thinkers, right? All of us have our own companies. We're all very independent in that way. But then I look at my ancestry, right? The ones I know as well as the ones I don't. And there were really no billionaires in the mix coming down through both sides of my family. So, part of my family emigrated from Sicily to New York, others from Ireland and German. And, the potato famine must be somewhere in my genetic heritage on my father's side, right? Because even within myself, it's like I've got more than enough money for everything I need today. But there's that anticipation of the fear of loss. But what if I manage it wrong, right? So in terms of finances, that does make sense. But this could also be about losing a toxic relationship, which is really a gain, right? Makes room for healthier people to come in. But do remember, throat chakra is very important here, right? Throat chakra, choices and decisions, that you have a right and free will to make those choices and decisions, to occupy yourself with something a bit more healthier, and to remove obstacles with the prosperity, not just what you already have, but what you can bring to attract and create in your life. But overcoming fear is important because, as a therapist said to me once, I said to her, why is it that I get so close to my goals? Like I'm in just reach of it and then it tears away. And she said, because you're dragging a dead elephant behind you. Now I looked behind the chair as a joke and she said, you know what I mean, right? The emotional baggage and of course the cellular memories, the things that we learned from society, if not our families, right? So very interesting read. Now, every time I hit the record button, I never have any idea what cards are going to hit the table or what kind of reading it's going to be, except for the name of the series, in this case, a shadow raid. But for this next part, if you're new, it's called a blessimation, a combination of the word blessing and summation. And I really don't know what's going to come out of my mouth because before I hit the record button, I surrender this all to the divine. Use me is essentially the prayer, shall we? One last time, at least for this reading, my beloved crab cakes, please take a nice deep breath and cross watchers. Still. May we end as we began. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May they be blessed with all that they need to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health and to fear, from fear to love by overcoming fear, because they will transcend every loss with the prosperity that is already theirs within them, as we see in this Ten of Pentacles, as well as their ability to create and manifest more in their lives, but it is a slow and steady wins the race as they occupy themselves with healing, and probably more for themselves, because vampires will not heal. They usually burn and scream as they melt. Don't worry, one drop of blood can bring them back. That's usually how it works. Carpe jugulum, Terry Pratchett, because they do have this deep wisdom inside of them, a harvest of wisdom that cannot be stolen from them, but can be given away if their service is to a vampire. Renfield, please pick up the courtesy telephone so that they can alchemize the vampire, making them aware that someone or something is draining their life force. A person, a place, a job setting, a family situation, it doesn't matter. May they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health and from fear to love in the golden true love timeline of this lifetime. For happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way. For a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world for all of us, because there's only one of us here. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. And so it is. Yeah, I can usually smell a vampire really quickly. It's more of an intuitive thing, but it's sort of like, you're going to try and drain me? Then I play this little game psychically called Pop the Tick, where I just freedom, life force, life source energy. Ba-boom, splurge. So if you found this reading helpful, please hit the like button. Helps other people find the reading. Want more of me here on YouTube? Subscribe, because I'm not stopping. I really enjoy doing these general readings, though my specialty is obviously as a one-on-one reader. I've been doing it since I'm 12 years old. I'm 55. It's keeping me young, and thank the gods for Saint Retinol. And certainly if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Malcolm, Patreon on Patreon. It's so much fun over there. I am actually making very, very close friends with my patrons over there, and all of my subscribers do get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discount, which we will talk about in a minute. You can 7-day free trial. You can shop in the shop. You can follow for free. I'm always putting out content specifically for the free followers, though the subscribers get to see that stuff too. So click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lions, Markangela Lions. But you could just call me Mal. And if you would like to book me for a private session, I did make a video last year before I moved from Holbrook, Long Island to Saratoga Springs, New York, and that is called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. Didn't know I would be moving to Saratoga as quickly as I did. It was in the plans, but it just happened rather quickly. It was a really rough move too, but I'm here now in my studio temple on my half-acre of land and gardening with my Cancerian mother helping me along the way. The video really does discuss everything that you need to know about booking me a private session, except I have to make a new one because now I'm taking clients in my house. I have an office downstairs, but I got to get to know the people, because if they're allergic to cats, it's not going to go well, because I have 3 black cats, and my new kitten, Sammy the Sagittarius, is just absolutely wonderful. He's so cute. He's getting so big so fast. I'm also available for readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Phila Street. That's Phila. So if you are local, you call them directly. I have days set aside. They let me know you book. I come in, I read you, and then I come home. Unless the day's booked, which does happen rather often, particularly with the season. The Belmont and then the races are going to be going on up here. It should be a busy summer. And how I do most of my clients, though, is on a Zoom call. So once we've set the schedule, when I'm going to do the private session, I send my client the link. They come on to my Zoom platform. We record the entire thing, so they don't have to memorize anything. They don't have to take notes. And it's a conversation, and it is a one-on-one thing. At the end of the reading, the session, whatever it may be, half and half, spiritual counseling and a reading, I send them a link so they can download the entire recording to their devices. They tell me they downloaded it, and I delete it from the cloud, because confidentiality is key. Keep it secret, keep it safe. I have Teflon neck syndrome, by the way. Those fangs just slide right off when people try to get stuff out of me. Ain't gonna happen. Virgo power across your legs. And the most important thing that I say in that video, and I will make sure I say it over and over again in the new one, I have never turned anybody away because of lack of money. I don't want to have to reincarnate for that. Nope, no thanks. I've been in the balls of my ass plenty of times that people have helped me out. Where there is a witch, there is a way. I'm a witch, so we will make a way, even if we agree that they pay it, that the client pays it forward to someone else through service or through money or whatever. As long as we agree, we work it out. We really work it out. So click the link, check it out. It's a really fun video, and it makes my mom laugh, and she's a Cancerian, so we're going to keep it up in perpetuity. I think that's the right word. And certainly, look, do check out the video, even if I forget somehow to put it in the comment section. Witches and Vampires, you just search for it on my YouTube channel. You will see it, and I will be updating that in the next couple of years as soon as I get in front of another live audience. Again, I do love teaching. My mom's a nursery school teacher, retired, but that's why I'm really good at colors and shapes. So thank you so much for watching me. I love my Cancerians. I've always had Cancerians in my life, obviously my mother, and I love that I'm only 15 minutes away from her instead of a 5-hour drive. So I want to thank all of you so much for watching, for your healing, for your health, for your wonderful cardinal water energy. I believe in you. You can do this. Vampires aren't that hard to get rid of. It's just when they keep coming back. So hang in there. You got this. Get yourself some wooden stakes, some garlic, do it up, and by all means, heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.